Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey. Oh, God.
We're back.
Good Lord.
Oh.
You spit that out somewhere, or are you eating that for lunch?
No, I just did it. That wasn't like an actual loogie. I just went like.
I don't believe you.
I can do it on demand. You want another one?
Yeah, because you keep swallowing the same one.
I don't have time to do that.
It's just marshmallow fluff in there.
I just put a
Good
bunch
Lord.
of peanut butter in my throat.
That's delicious, dude. Fluff or nutter?
Hell yeah, baby. Fluff or nutters.
Yeah.
How about that, guys?
That's great. I'm Jake. We are starting a cult. Welcome back.
Oh.
Another Friday, all right?
It is nice to be back, I'll tell you that. We are here to enjoy our own company because no one
Yeah.
else is here with us.
No, it's true. Mitch is absent.
Yeah, I don't know where
Right
he
now.
is. I talked to him like 3 fucking hours ago, and he was like, "Are we hanging out?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah, like every Friday for the past couple of years.
Yeah, we can hang out, bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
But fuck it. I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Who cares? Who cares? It's a good day, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's fine.
It's a decent day, and we're here. We're gonna have a little fun today. We're gonna unwind from the clusterfuck that was last week of the Isdell woman.
Yeah, she was on fire.
Yeah, that was a whole.
What happened there?
That was just a whole mess. That's all that was. It was just a. You need room service for that one.
Yeah,
all right?
arson and pills. Come on.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna do whatever. This week.
We are here just to kind of just fill you in. I'll pull up some news stories that are things that certainly aren't on the news that we can discuss. So that'll be always,
No, it's true.
there are a little bit of interesting tidbits of info that you'll find.
Yeah, you brought up one earlier in the car about that guy who committed suicide by cop.
Yeah.
Mr. Tweeter boy.
Yeah, it was a individual that was making tweets after the whole. I guess that's a topic in and of itself. But
Yeah, Trump got raided.
yeah, it was like the largest raid conducted by the FBI. Well,
Yeah.
largest because it's the only time they had to do that to a fucking ex-president.
Yeah, they call him Radio.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his new name's Radio.
Radio.
What with the raids and whatnot.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's not like
actually.
that movie Radio.
It's not like Cuba Gooding.
No, it's
All
nothing like Cuba.
But yeah, so that happened. Obviously, that's a conversation in and of itself. But there was an individual that was very, very, very unhappy with the decision to do that, as if he had an opinion on that. And he made a tweet that it was time for everybody in America to take up arms and go out and seek government employees that work for the FBI, the CIA, the ATF, branches of the government that enforce laws, essentially.
And he wished for people to fire upon them.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
essentially calling for terrorism against these individuals. And as one can tell, that story ended rather quickly when he was murdered because he was threatening political people and government officials with high-powered weapons, and he was shot.
Yeah, I mean, he showed up to like a government building with a gun, right?
I believe so. That's what I heard.
Just solo, just alone.
I have not confirmed that, but I read that online. And again, you take that shit with a grain of salt. I don't know, but he's dead. He did not make it.
He's gone.
Yeah, suicide by cop. How about that?
Yeah, I was saying earlier that kind of guy with a gun is the reason to get a gun.
Yeah, that
You
is
got to
true.
defend yourself against that guy.
It's a rough world out there, man.
Yeah, nothing's good.
You really just cannot call for the death of anybody. Jake and I were talking about this, and it was rather simple. The way I see the world is vastly different than I'm sure the way a lot of people see the world.
Even me sometimes.
Yeah, but I've never wished harm upon any of those individuals, let alone death.
Yeah,
All right?
it's usually over politics, no less. And like, if a conversation that has to do with politics comes to where it's like you're either gonna like throw hands or you're gonna try to kill each other, it's probably because one person was like, "Oh, I gotta up this guy. I gotta fucking outdo this guy," and then they just keep outdoing each other until it gets very personal. Maybe a mother comes up, maybe sexual acts with said mother, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy, and then he's like, I know I'm going to kill you, and then
it's just bad news.
and then it just keeps going like that until
it's just bad news in and of itself. I mean, let's face it, politics are stupid.
But people are stupider.
Oh, people are incredibly dumb. It's hard. It's like I love people, I have no issue with the human race, but there's a lot of us.
No issue with the human race?
I mean, I have some.
No issue.
I have some, but
clean, spotless resume on the human race.
I think we're like, yeah, okay, fair point. But all in all, there's a lot of us that are just dumb, and I'm not saying that I'm smart or better than them.
I'd say about 85% of the people that I've come across are just like, no need need to connect with this one.
A lot of people just, and it's not really a matter of seeing things differently than myself, because that's fine. I don't care. I like different perspectives.
Yeah, it could make for cool conversations, and then at the end you're just like, cool, dude. All right, well, we'll see you.
Yeah, maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I'll teach them something. I don't know. The world is interesting that way. But there's just a lot of people that are dumb. And I hate to say it, but people that make their life and their interests solely about politics are very dumb. I don't care if they're incredibly intelligent. It is a waste of your time to make that what's the priority.
Isn't it weird that the Patriots are becoming terrorists now?
Yeah, it is odd. But see, I had this conversation with Mitch last week, and this is just my personal opinion. Because we were talking about that, what was it, Brittany Griner, the WNBA player,
Oh, yeah, the one who was, like, in prison for weed in a different country, and they're like, we're going to give you, like, a crazy criminal in exchange for her.
Yeah, well, she was officially sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison.
Well, don't take weed to Russia, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's an honest point.
You probably shouldn't take drugs anywhere.
But it was funny because...
Just have them at home. It's fun
The
at home.
point that I was bringing up to Mitch was the very people that are on the internet calling her out and like, well, you shouldn't have said anything bad about America. I bet you wish you were in America now. Those are typically the self-proclaimed patriots,
Yeah.
And what I find ironic is that the only reason that we as a country, the United States, the only reason we exist as a country is because we didn't respect the country we came from and started our own thing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what the modern patriots are doing now. They're just like, fuck, I'm a patriot, but I hate the government. I'm going to kill every cop I see, but I back the blue. It's like, which side are you... What do you think?
It's crazy.
What are your thoughts? I can't really nail them down.
There's a fine line before there's three categories, all right? There's light criticism of America, which everybody is guilty of in one way or another.
It's just passive at this point. You don't even realize you're doing it.
Then there's legitimate criticism that can typically be misconstrued as, if you're one of these extreme patriotic types, you'll see that as anti-American. In reality, it's more so the tweaking of ideals to see what's going on in society. Nothing, violent or nefarious. It's just possibly some wild ideas or misconceptions, I guess.
So you got the softies, you got the tweakers. What else?
And then you have just full-blown terrorism.
Softies, tweakers, and terrorists.
Yeah, and I would put her in that middle category of... I don't even really know what she said. I'm going to assume she said something about, like, when what was that, like in 2020? I'm assuming she was part of these, like, celebrity and athletic celebrities that were very pro, like, Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And it's funny because, a lot of these self-proclaimed patriots don't like that movement, which is hilarious to me because... the whole movement is really about freedom, and they don't like that.
And like equality. And
they don't like
stuff.
That goes against what
the equality is the thing I think they run into issues with.
That goes against their America. All right, you understand that's not their America.
They don't even have the America that they want in their own lives.
No, they don't.
None of those motherfuckers got white picket fences.
And the part that just blows me away, I think, more than anything in the world, is the fact that you can disagree with the things that Brittany Griner has said. You can think that what she did was wrong and she deserves what she has. But to call her un-American because she critiqued America is quite literally the dumbest thing in the entire world.
And then you're in a Russian prison and everyone's like, good.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Like
that's pretty crazy.
These people are so far up their own fucking ass. And don't worry, because it's not just this side. And obviously, we know what side we're talking about when we say this.
Yeah.
It's not just that side. It's the other side, too, that's got a lot of fucking problems. Don't think they're free from my wrath.
Everyone's just coming out their own anus.
But it is so funny that we take this shit so seriously. And you hate to say this. You absolutely hate to say this because people are going to argue and freak out. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't.
What's the it in this statement?
Like,
just everything? Because I agree.
Yeah, essentially.
Just nothing really matters.
All of this political nonsense, this political frustration.
This is a nihilistic podcast now.
It's all dumb. None of it makes any sense. None of it has any valid point. It's just negativity because they don't like what the other side has to say.
No, it's true. It's fun.
Think about it this way.
Keeps things interesting.
And it's funny because I was reading an article, and I think it's kind of true. I was talking about this again last week with Mitch as well. I think a lot of things, left and right, your average left and right person in America can kind of agree on everything, but it's just the way they're worded that they can't agree with.
Yeah. What's that universal language everyone tried to start getting going?
Oh, I heard something about that, but I'm not sure.
We need that now.
And yeah, we do.
But we are speaking the same language though, which is kind of hilarious.
And it's like there's these certain words that happen in our country, and if you add them in to whatever sentence you're talking about, it immediately affiliates you with a political side.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the car earlier, like just the word offended.
Yeah.
Like, Republicans will go very out of their way to be like, no, I'm not offended. I would never be offended because they associate that with, like, fucking the left.
Yeah,
just the word offended.
Which is, again, it's fucking stupid.
It's like...
It's a word. People can be offended.
No, I get pissed. It's like, that's... No, yeah, it's the same thing, though.
I know this might be a big word.
That's pretty much the same thing.
They might not follow this giant word, but it's a synonym, all right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Synonym.
But I'm not picking on people in particular. It's these crazy extreme people on both sides. And I'm not saying extreme terrorism level, but just extreme in their political belief and ideology.
Yeah, they need to, like, go get a candy bar or something, like, chill out.
Yeah, something is just not right in their head. Because
they just don't have much of a personality, I don't think.
No, and none of this... If somebody you know likes Donald Trump, that should in no way affect your ability to have a friendship with that person.
No.
And that be the only reason. There could be a plethora of other reasons that you don't like said person, but if that's the only real reason you have, then that you're just as bad as you think they are.
It's like, oh, he's the nicest guy. He actually invited me to his family's cabin this week, but he's a Trumper, so I blocked his number.
Yeah, it's like, man...
I don't know, man. It's just like fucking... I mean, you could probably have conversations with him, too, about Trump, and it'd be like, well,
you absolutely
whatever.
Can. I know people that...
I don't back him, but it's okay.
I'm personal friends with people that are on both sides of the aisle, and I have no difference. I don't feel differently about them comparing them to other people.
We all drink and laugh the same.
Yeah, they're all just
you
cool.
know, it's a good time.
They're just really cool, interesting people that I enjoy their company, and their politics has nothing to do with how I feel about them.
Because we can talk about other things like YouTube, maybe hobbies that we have in golf, maybe. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, or like
Like guns.
maybe the weather at the
You
time.
guys like guns? That's
Yeah.
always a fun one.
How my day was, you know, all those things. You can just talk about other stuff.
Yeah, there's so many things out there, and it boggles my mind that we started as a country, and it's funny because everybody likes to complain, and this goes both ways, that the real American history is not taught, right? That's what we can all kind of agree on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's written by the winners. So.
But the one fact about American history that we have and we can all acknowledge together is that we were founded on the idea of, I don't like what this guy's saying, so I'm going to leave and do my own thing. And now that we've created that own thing, you can't talk about it badly, or else people are going to freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
But that's how we
Even
got
though,
here.
isn't freedom of speech, that's like the first one?
Yeah, that's like
Of
the
the
biggest thing we have.
Amenditos.
I will say this. It's been a long time. Now keep in mind, for those out there that love to see the other political side get really, like offended to say the word, it really was swinging more left the last couple years until Trump got out, But this week has been a really bad week for the right.
It's fun. Yeah.
It was capped off last night by, believe it or not, Colin Kaepernick is back in the NFL. And
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry to say this, but the right.
He shouldn't have been kicked out in the first place, but the fact he's back isn't really exciting because he wasn't a very good player either.
Well,
So-
I do want to, and I want to be fair.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know this, he was not kicked out of the league. He was a backup quarterback that got very lucky and did very well for about 2 years, maybe a year and a half. And then he started to de-escalate and get kind of shitty.
And then he physically got lower to the ground and knelt, and then that was
Yeah.
the last straw, apparently.
And then people say that was the reason he was gone. It's sort of a multi-factor because that wasn't the only reason, but it played a part because he wasn't good enough to have the media attention be worth it at that point,
Yeah.
Had he been a better player, it wouldn't have mattered. Prime example, Deshaun Watson right now. The guy's got like 25 sexual assault allegations against him. But he is a good enough player to where the team that signed him was like, it's worth it to have this guy on the fucking team.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you can just like pay a fine and like come back in like 5 games.
Yeah, I know they're appealing it now. They're trying to get him out for the whole year. I don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows?
But Colin Kaepernick just did not have the overarching skill and ability to make what he was bringing to the newsroom worth it for an organization. I'm not saying that that's right. That's just the honest truth of why he didn't play.
No, yeah, I mean, it's all about the almighty dollar.
And funny enough, he is on the Cleveland Browns, the same team that Deshaun Watson is on. So it's just not a great that Cleveland is in for this
There's
year.
some jokes in there, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, Trump got raided. I call him Radio now.
yeah, Radio Man see, I haven't been able to quite figure out what it was for. All I've heard is that it was supposedly when he was in office, there were documents that were taken from the National Archive, which isn't a problem because he was the president. You have access to that.
Yeah.
But they haven't been returned, and it was believed that he had them, and somebody working at the estate turned it in, and then that was enough evidence to get the warrant to which they raided the house. Or you say house, but that thing's like a fucking compound.
The city block of a house.
Yeah, the
Probably.
college campus that is his home. And it's funny because everyone's complaining. And what I think is funny, now this is just the ironic thing about this situation. The very people that hated the defund the police thing are the ones now screaming for defund the FBI.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Well, there was that other guy who got killed who was like, we should kill everybody in a government uniform.
Yeah, that doesn't agree with me.
Yeah.
It's just a really strange time. The pendulum has swung. it is now the other side of the aisle that is the one being very loud and offended at all times of day.
Yeah.
And we'll see where the pendulum will swing back. It always does. It comes back. But it's been a rough couple days for the people on the right, It really has. And I want to clarify. We've gotten it like 20 minutes already.
I was going to say, this just started spiraling into politics immediately.
It did. For those of you that would identify yourself as the right because, you vote for a Republican, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people on the right. I think you know what I mean when I say that,
Yeah.
There's a difference between
the ones on the news.
Yeah.
Like the people that are covered on the news.
There is a difference between a conservative and a person on the right. Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah.
So don't get offended. I know you don't like that word, but don't get offended that we're talking about you.
Also, like who cares? Just be cool.
Yeah, just be like a cool person.
Just fucking be cool, man.
But that is that's sort of what's been going on. I know I have very, very, very little knowledge of this. But I know there's a big stink because if Trump is to run again in the 2024 election,
or if he announces that he's going to run, like they probably can't continue with the court proceedings.
Well, the thing is, I believe he has until November to announce because they need that 2-year window for campaigning, things like that, and like the official ballot.
Yeah, got to lube up the voters.
But the current investigation into January 6th, and I don't know about the raid. I'm not sure if that has any bearing on this at all, but it is going to be an issue because the courts also have until November to decide if he is going to be allowed to run. But the window is this, because if he's indicted, he can no longer run. But if that announcement comes before an indictment, he can no longer be indicted. So it's this weird balance of what is going to happen before November.
He truly is a master chess player, that's for sure.
In a very odd way, it's 100% accurate because no one knows where this is going. No one knows what it means, but it's certainly not going to be good for somebody.
No, either way. I mean, whatever happens, everyone's going to be screaming at each other.
Yeah, people are going to be outraged. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I think that caps off the political talk. I mean,
Yeah.
it might get political here or later. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I mean, that just took 22 minutes.
that was just the official
23.
news, of what's going on. But
Yeah.
funny enough, I'll read you some news stories from my favorite website, mysteriousuniverse.org.
Of course, good.
Facebook user Kim Wendell Neckos is a self-proclaimed time traveler from the year 2090.
Sweet.
All right? And she has claimed that the worst hurricane in the history of mankind will hit the United States East Coast as soon as August 14th of 2022.
Wait, what's the date today?
That would be, today's the 12th, so that would be by Sunday.
Thank God my sister is in town from the East Coast and she's not going back till Monday.
You also don't have
Excellent.
to worry because any sort of news tracking or weather tracking, there is not a single remote hurricane-like disturbance in the ocean right now.
Well,
So-
that's impossible because of the time traveler on Facebook.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
Do you remember what she said?
Oh, I heard the bitch, but I know that's super disrespectful. That just kind of slipped right out. But she's a liar.
Imagine how much more disrespectful that is in the time that she came from.
I feel like that's a good
It's an
point.
obsolete terminology except in the science of describing female dogs, Grant.
That's fair.
All right.
But she has it coming because she's lying about hurricanes, okay? She's a liar about hurricanes.
The
for some
concept
reason.
of lying about a natural disaster, it's like as if she had any say in what. I don't know. It's fun to me.
While we're
fun to me.
here, give me a prediction. Just anything. What's going to go down?
Oh, there's gonna be a tornado in like a couple minutes here. roll right through here.
That's
you
it?
know. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, the sky's gonna open up.
I'm like, you could
What do you
overarch-
know? A fucking squid's gonna come out. It's the size of New Hampshire.
It's a New
And
Hampshire squid.
New Hampshire squid. Its tentacles are knives. Though it's so big, I don't know what you would consider that. It's sharp metal, very large, New Hampshire-sized metal talons on this thing.
Wait, so the
And,
talons are the same size as it?
Yes.
This is enormous.
Yes. It is a sheer mass of talons that are also tentacles, but they're blades the likes of which the world has never seen. And the head is just a siren.
This is gonna be a problem for
It's like a
everybody.
flashing siren, you know. It's not like
Oh, I was thinking like like the old term, like the sirens, the mermaids. I was thinking one of those, like this.
that'd be
guy's
funnier
two?
if the head was the full body of a mermaid, and then it's just like a mass of
Squids.
of just squid knife talons the size of a state.
That's fair.
So that's my prediction. They should be here anytime.
I
now.
would say in the year 2037. All right, August 12th, 2037. The sun will not rise that day for some reason, but everything will be fine. And people are going to talk about it forever, and no one's going to know what happened.
And that'll just be the human race's next project, is figuring out what happened there.
No, we just kind of moved past it.
Okay.
By like Labor Day, we forgot that it even happened because
Well, I
life
mean-
just gets in the way.
Yeah, well, with the barbecues and whatnot.
But yeah, we'll be too busy to be worrying about that nonsense. But it will come to pass.
We don't have enough soda in the coolers for the kids. You only bought Coors.
That's not good.
See, that's a problem that trumps the sun not coming up
Yeah.
here in the old U.S.
For those, anybody got a dog out there? I know I got a dog. I know Jake's got a
Let's have
dog.
a show of hands.
Yeah, show me your hands, people. So
What is this? What is this thing on the screen?
I don't know. This
Some sort of
computer-
warning?
I have no idea. It also, for those of you that my computer is plugged in, and the battery just has an X through it. I don't know what that means.
That doesn't seem good.
Doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem like it's. Let's just keep going and see how long we can make
It's
it.
very negative, but we might have a shot here. Okay, so we got an individual named Sam Sutton, a senior lecturer of music at the University of West London.
Sweet.
He compiled the perfect playlist to soothe your dog's nerves in the car. All right?
All right. In the car specifically.
Yeah, so if your dog gets a little antsy on car rides, these are the songs that you're going to want to play for him. Or her, I don't know.
First track.
Play him
Welcome,
for the bitch, play him for the man, whatever you want.
Welcome to the Jungle. Second track. Sweet Child. It's basically the Guns N' Roses greatest hits.
Dude, just buy Appetite for Destruction and fucking play it in your car.
Spaghetti Incident.
It's so good. Your
Slash
dog's-
rips one on that. He just utterly rips one.
Your dog is gonna fucking flip shit,
He'll
dude.
be wearing a bandana with sunglasses.
You know those old robot dogs that you wind up and they just do backflips all day?
It'll be that, but cooler.
It'll be that, but with your real dog, and it's gonna have arthritis because of it.
It's gonna start just downing bottles of liquor.
Okay, let me see. What am I looking at here? I opened an article somewhere.
What happened?
Okay, so here's the songs. How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. All right. No Woman, No Cry by Bob Marley. Everything I Do, I'll Do It For You by Bryan Adams.
For some reason, I thought he was like writing his own music specifically tailored for dogs, but no, he's just like this song by Bob Marley and the Bee Gees
Yeah, it's
is gonna
weird.
do wonders for your canine antics.
As well as I Want to Know What Love Is. That's by Foreigner, you know?
Okay.
Some of the worst songs that are not good for your dog. Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Back in Black by AC/DC.
Wait, how were these determined of
I-
all songs in the world to
Dude.
be the worst songs for your dog in the car?
I don't know, man. Sam Sutton he's got a type.
What the fuck, Sam?
And Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
So just good music as opposed to other good music. I don't know, man. It's I think Sam's talking out his ass.
Oh, he absolutely is. I'm sorry to say that, but
He's like,
I don't
this
believe
seems
it.
like it would be soothing for someone who doesn't really think that much. It's like, sure. I mean, that's all music. That's why we like it.
He's like, yeah, dude, your dog's gonna fucking love this new record, dude.
It's got everything your dog wants.
I'll tell you this, 'cause I listen to very, very different music, as opposed to like, you know, what we might listen to on a car ride just because of either the radio or, you know, being nice and not putting on weird shit that I want to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way with you. Like, we have pretty differing music tastes. Though
Yeah.
there's a little Venn diagram center there.
Yeah, there's some lap over.
Lambo.
But I'll tell you this, for my dog, I don't think he fucking cares what we listen to. Because none of it bothers him, none of it makes him affected.
You could be listening to Come Together or King Diamond. It doesn't really matter.
No, he does not care. He just, like today I had music going on the speaker, and it was just going all over, and he didn't even faze me, he just slept. He woke up when I turned it on, because he was like, what's that? And then he looked at me, he's like, oh, okay. And then he slept for the next 2 hours
What's that
while
noise
music was
again?
played. It literally did nothing to him. So, I don't know, if maybe your dog is different. Maybe you guys got a fucking funky dog that doesn't like music or loves it. I don't fucking know.
Maybe he has an opinion of music.
I'll tell you what, my dog does not give a shit about anybody's music. He just likes that you're there with him.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't think Gus knows what music is or cares. He's just afraid.
He's like, I'm not
He's afraid
okay
of
with
everything.
this.
And I don't think he can hear very well because if I call him, he hears it, but then he faces the other direction, like the door facing the other end of the house. So I don't know what he's doing.
I like that.
Gus is old, all right? He's very old.
Yeah, he's fragile.
He's like 12 years old.
He is a fragile gentleman, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
He hates me.
Speaking of hates, that's a terrible segue because none of this matters.
Okay.
A UCLA anthropology professor, Susan Perry, found that female white-faced capuchin monkeys living in the tropical dry forest of Costa Rica, they actually live longer on average if they have fellow female capuchins as friends.
Oh, so an animal that's extremely close to human beings needs to be socialized?
Yeah, so if these capuchins are able to socialize, they will supposedly, and I don't know why it's only females. I don't know why males don't have that same thing going.
Maybe they just weren't around.
But with the females, yeah, they will live longer lives. You know?
Excellent. Good for the monkeys.
Monkey man. I don't know if you
Monkey
guys
science.
I don't know if you hear Navi going bananas. I think he heard us talking about music, and he's like, I have an opinion.
Yeah, I think he's trying to chime in, but he's truly going bananas out there. He's been crazy today, man. He's just barking at me for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he just was. We took him to the dog park yesterday, and I think he just got really overstimulated, and now he's rested, and he's back in that zone of like, let's fucking party.
He's like, "Where's the other dog?" There was another dog there he was playing with.
Yeah, and now it's kind of just like, dude, today's just a day, man. We're just gonna be hanging out.
He's like, no,
nah, we got to party.
No, we gotta go back.
Yeah, we got to party.
It's
dude.
like, no, probably
Take
not.
me back to the Paradise City, man.
Where the grass is fresh to be marked by you, Navi.
I like the change of lyrics on that. That's good.
It flows better.
It does. It does. You know what? I got to say, Guns N' Roses, they're cool and all, but I get real tired of their shit real fast.
No, yeah, me too. They were like my shit back when I was first starting to play guitar. I would just like play along to their songs a lot. That's how I learned, basically. But now, if I hear a Guns N' Roses song, I'm like, there's like 2 extra minutes on here. Why is every song so fucking long?
Yeah, and he always does the like,
It's like, we get it, you suck, but come on.
we get it, man. You like hearing your own fucking voice. Now shut your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the landlord of the Ringo Bells pub in Kendal, Cumbria,
Yes. Yes.
claims that he captured footage on his CCTV camera that shows a pint of alcohol being pushed off of a table onto the floor by the invisible ghost of a teenager.
How does he know it's an underage patron?
Because apparently a young gentleman or female, they don't specify, just a teenager, died near the pub, like around the corner, while walking down the street one day, they had an accident and fell down some. Let's see if it says. Oh, no, sorry. They were pushed down a well that was around the corner
What
of
a
the building.
fucking fairy tale way to die.
Yeah, and he believes that the bar is haunted by said ghost of said teenager.
All right, well, what do you do? How do you fix that, you know? Maybe encourage the ghost to drink it, rather than
Well, it's a
break
teenager.
glasses.
He can't drink. He doesn't have a fucking valid ID.
Oh, he's eternal now. Come on. Let him have a beer.
Honestly, yeah.
Teenagers can fight for our country. They can't have a beer.
I'm sorry. If you're dead, you can have a fucking beer. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
care.
you just pour fucking beer on a corpse.
What?
Yeah, come on.
All right.
It's party time, dude.
All right, fair point.
In other countries, funerals are a joyous occasion. Celebrate the life, you know?
You ever see like those things? I don't know what country it's in, but it's customary that they, dig up their relatives every like year or two and dress them up and go party and shit with their corpses.
Hell yeah, dude. Party time.
That's next level chaos to me. That's something I can't quite wrap my head around.
I'd party. I wouldn't do it to my own relative, but if I was like there visiting and it was just so happened to be the time that they were doing that, I'd be like, this is pretty nuts.
Do you think people joke around?
You guys want a shot?
Can I buy your grandpa a beer? He died in 1962. Does he want a Coors?
So he's probably thirsty, huh?
So he probably likes PBR, I would imagine, right?
Just like everybody, yeah.
What other beers were there?
You know, the universally loved beer, PBR.
Yeah, in these crazy, like, countries that aren't really talked about and I don't know the names of. You guys get PBR, right? They bring that shit in for you.
Yeah, pour it on your...
Pour it on your... pour it on your dead grandpa or something, you weirdo.
Yeah.
It's
Don't be weird about it.
If that's what your heritage is, if that's what your lineage likes to do, more power to you.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Hell yeah.
I don't have the stomach for that. That would just horrify me in
gotta
ways that I can't imagine.
You probably got to grow up with it, you know?
Grandma's back.
Yeah, it's like, Grandma, you know?
Grandma's here. She's
Grandma
dead.
is here in the form of Mitchell walking through the door.
Yeah, the old grandmother. Speaking of skeletal remains, park rangers at Lake Mead in Nevada found a human skeletal remains at the swimming portion of the beach.
That's
Funny
You
enough,
probably drowned, right?
that is the fourth set of skeletal remains found in the lake since May of this year.
Which lake was this?
Lake Mead.
Mead.
Interestingly enough, they attribute this to the record droughts. The water level dropped to the lowest point since 1930. And because of that, they're thinking that's why they're getting all these wash-ups,
Oh, yeah, I thought they were saying, like, that's why they died. I'm like, what?
No.
What do you mean? Like, they're dead.
It's just corpses that happen to be in Lake Mead, and because of the drought, they believe they're washing up a little bit
No, that
easier.
makes sense, yeah.
But nobody actually knows.
Who knows with these skeletal remains? You know?
No, nobody could possibly know. You know what I mean? All right, I got another one for you.
Okay.
Paul Oakley
All right.
was driving through the town of Sproulston when he saw and recorded what looked like a large black alien big cat crossing a field.
Wait a minute. There's a lot of adjectives there.
A large black cat alien monster animal.
Wait, there's more now.
I got a picture of it.
There's more that time.
I got a picture of it. You got to zoom in on it. It looks like a fat leopard, but it's just a fat jaguar is what it looks like. Like it's very
Could it
obese.
be just a fat black cat that's closer than you think it is?
Let's see. I relinked to a separate article, and I want to see.
So, where did the alien part come in? It swooped down from the heavens?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really understand.
Wait, what?
But funny enough, in this area, actually, this is an interesting little tidbit. In the last 10 years, they've had 96 separate reports of large black cats.
Okay, well, that
Alien,
lends some credence, but I still am confused about the alien part.
alien meaning foreign, not necessarily an alien, but something that he's unfamiliar with.
The earthbound version of Alien. That sucks.
And what he says is that it was too small to be a domesticated cat, and it also could not be a panther because the way that the tail curls, panthers' tails are not that long.
Wait a minute. So it's too small to be a house cat?
Or too large.
I was gonna say, what is it, like a mouse?
Did I fuck that up?
Is this a mouse in an oil slick?
No, it's a big fucking cat. All right. It's just a big fucking cat. That's
roughly a corgi-sized cat, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us.
Well, that's pretty cool. Alien cats.
They
look like fat bears.
Fair point.
I don't know. Wait, you have anything else?
But I'll stick on this alien topic for this next one, all right?
Yeah.
At a meeting of stockholders, CEO Elon Musk said, quote, "We have a very talented team here, so I think Tesla, would continue to do very well even if I was kidnapped by aliens or went back to my home planet," end quote.
He is just like the weirdest version of a funny person. Because it is funny that he's doing it, but it's strictly the context of the fact that he is one of the richest people in the fucking world. In history.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I saw a tweet from him the other day. It was just a picture of 2 tape rolls, and it looked like the number 69. He's like, "You like my sex tape?" It's like, how much money do you have?
That's a good point.
What are you doing? Where did you get that tape? Like, is this, like, what do you do day to day?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I don't know, man. He's just tweeting out some, like, hilarious shit, like if I was in 7th grade.
Yeah, he's like a weird... He's that weird kid at lunch that, like, hisses at you like a cat.
He, like, cuts up his... He cuts up his apple with his teeth and then spits it in his milk and then chugs the whole thing.
Yeah, and he eats, like, cottage cheese cubes. I don't know. He's just a
frozen cottage cheese cubes.
He's just a strange guy
to gnaw on for snacks.
Yeah, something about him just ain't right. That boy ain't right.
I feel like he smells like soup.
What kind of soup?
Potato.
All right, good enough.
Not even loaded, just like cream and potatoes.
Ugh.
It's pretty gross. Yeah.
So it's just like lukewarm cream and boiled potatoes.
I think that's a good way to describe him. Yeah.
You know what? Granted.
Grant grants it, yeah.
A 20-year-old veteran of chicken farming in Oxfordshire was shocked when one of her hens laid...
I thought you said shot. I was like, oh.
Shot by a chicken. No, she was shocked when one of her hens laid a perfectly round egg. And perfectly, I mean, it was measured. It's quite literally the perfect circle.
Sweet, dude. Get that chicken a degree.
So it can happen. The odds are put at about 1 in 1 billion that this happens. That's how very rare this is.
Why did you not just like mistake it for a ping pong ball? Like, oh, those fucking local kids are getting into my coop again.
I don't know. Let me see if they got a picture of it. It'd probably be kind of interesting.
It would just be a circle.
Yeah,
look at that.
It looks like a bath bomb.
It does.
It looks like a bath bomb. It is currently on sale on eBay for the low price of $555.
That's nothing. Do you think it would taste perfect too?
It probably...
even a perfect tasting egg would probably... It's still just an egg.
Well, that's a fair point.
So it's probably not going to be spectacular. I would pay $1,000.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
To try to, like, save it or something.
Granted, I'd buy it.
I love these grants you're granting
Let's
me,
invest with the Patreon money that we do have. Let's invest in the big round egg. Guys, let's
subscribe to our Patreon so we can finally acquire this fucking egg.
We can have a 1 in a billion egg.
That's been the real goal of this podcast all along.
We've been waiting for one of these hens to fucking give it up, and it's finally here.
Facebook chick on from 2090. She told us about this egg about 3 years ago. We're like, we got to start a podcast, start funding our
We finally did it.
We got to start beefing up the bank to buy this egg in 3 years.
I like that. That is good. Oh, goodness. Oh, that is good.
Yeah, perfect eggs, huh?
Oh, how funny is that? I gotta be honest. A lot of these news articles are just kind of like sad.
It's a sad world, dude.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
You know, remember the first 20 minutes of this podcast?
You know what? I grant you that. That's a valid
Dude,
point.
these grants are fucking so good.
Oh.
We gotta start giving them out like tickets.
I got one last little news tidbit for you.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, what do you have?
Researchers studying the tiny bug-eyed Yoda-like nocturnal primates called tarsiers found that they sing duets together like opera singers as part of their mating ritual. And those who have trouble hitting the high notes or staying in key have a harder time attracting potential mates.
God, it's like every 13-year-old girl who's like crazy for band boys.
Yeah, so tarsiers sing to each other to get laid, and if you're not a good singer, you got to work a little bit harder, you know?
Them's those motherfuckers from Madagascar.
No,
Those are lemurs. I didn't know if this was like a sect of lemur or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I've never actually heard of those
like a
before.
genus or whatever.
But it sounds like a cool name.
I just said like Yoda-like. I was just like, oh, that adorable little thing from
No,
Madagascar.
I think you're right.
Yes.
You know, like King Julian's like assistant, that little like guy.
Yeah, Maurice.
Was that his name?
There's Maurice.
Yeah, Maurice. Let me look him up. I'm gonna look him up. What kind of animal was he? He looks just fucking like this guy.
He was a little cute guy.
That's what I'm trying to talk about.
It was like King Julian's like annoyance.
Yeah, no, I know what you're. I can't fucking.
So like Sketch or something like that.
Cause yeah, it's not Maurice. I don't think. What is Maurice? Does it say? Can I find that? Can I find that information?
You're looking.
They're just talking about the fictional fucking version.
It looks like a lemur though, right? Like
does.
that family of marmots.
No, but yeah, I know. I'm talking about like the little guy from Madagascar. That's not Maurice. You know.
God, what is his name?
I'm just googling a little thing from Madagascar. That's his name.
Little thing.
What is the little? No, it's actually a mouse lemur. So it's all just another lemur, but they look just like that guy. What's his fucking name? Is it Mort?
It might be Mort.
Yeah, no, it is. It's Mort.
The least cute name in the world.
His name is Mordecai.
Oh yeah, Mordecai.
Oh, but no,
Well,
he
anyway.
looks like Mordecai from fucking Madagascar.
But it's not.
If that means
It's like
anything
not
to
even
anyone out there, that's what he fucking
the
looks like.
same one. All right, so they're singing, and if you suck at singing, you don't get to fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a mate. It's a rough go out there for these
I
tarsiers,
guess
man.
so. Yeah, you got to work on your chords, your vocals.
Yeah, you got to get them up there, dude. Get the pipes. Pipes.
Oh, you're getting laid. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my insides hurt now.
This is why you got to train. You know.
Yeah, but training is for fucking squares, dude.
Trains are for engineers.
I don't do that kind of stuff because I'm cool.
All right. Well, I feel like the training is this podcast every week, right?
That's fair. I do talk a lot. What you got anything in the news that I haven't mentioned? I'm sure there's a lot. I just don't really pay attention, you know?
Nah, nothing that I really care to talk about, no.
No, come on. You got something.
I mean, everything that I've been getting is about fucking the Trump thing, so I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah, that is funny.
You know?
Oh,
Even though we spent 20 minutes at the beginning of this talking about that, I'm just like,
that is true.
I really don't give a shit. I don't click on the things. They're just like push notifications. They're like, the raid led to things that could possibly be criminal. It's like, yeah, we all know that. Like, that's the headline. That's how you're going to grab me.
I'm like, dude, who cares?
There wouldn't be a raid if there wasn't.
That is a good point. That
Yeah.
Mitch just said, he's like, what would be the point of a raid if there was nothing criminal to find?
Yeah, it's like they wouldn't even be able to do that if they didn't suspect, someone's at the door.
It is so funny.
What
I
is
just
going
can't
on
get
here?
over it. Oh, man. I think the politic talk is over. We don't need that anymore. We've done what we need to do with that.
So, yeah, I don't have anything.
Well, I think that's about it then.
That's probably the end of the podcast.
I think we could go ahead and call this one a wrap, gentlemen.
No, yeah. And Mitch got here just in time for Bananas is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he did. It was really
He
good
did.
timing.
Yeah. So, just like every week. That's Grant. I'm Jake. And we are starting a cult, so you can follow us on all the shit. We're at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're on YouTube. And also our email is startacult@gmail.com.
That is
And there's
true.
a TikTok, Wasack_pod. All right, and then you already said YouTube, right? And then Patreon down below. We forgot to. Well, we'd forget, but there was some technical difficulties yesterday. So after this, we're gonna record a Patreon episode, and we're gonna throw it up there. Go ahead and sign up for that, so you can listen to all that plus all the backlog. I think there's like close to 45 episodes now.
I think there is actually more than that.
Sweet.
This might be 46 or 47. I'm not entirely sure, but it's up there.
Either
you
way,
got time.
yeah, go over there and listen to us talk more like this.
Oh, yeah, we do it, baby. We're
You
bringing
know?
it to you, you know?
Anyway, so yeah, that's Grant. I'm Jake. We are starting a cult. Mitch is here. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.